Hello, my kings and queens. We back again for podcast episode 23 of Financial Fashion Talk Podcast. I'm the CEO, Mr. Best.
I'm CFO, Mr. Best.
And we're coming to you straight up how it is in the car. And we're glad to just be back on just another day. We were on a little bit earlier, but while we got time, we know everybody is quarantined right now. But nevertheless, we about to go ahead and give you guys some encouragement. So how you feeling, CFO?
Man, I'm feeling pretty decent, man. Given all the things that's happening right now, man, I'm still blessed, man. Everything is still all good, man.
Right.
I got plenty of reason to hold my head down, man, but it's not gonna get you it's not gonna get you nowhere.
Right.
But yeah, man.
It's still a good time to be alive, man, and we want to keep that positive energy going because it's a lot of negativity going around. It's enough negativity going around. So we're going to bring positivity into the day by just talking about how we can continue to move forward through everything that's going on. The last couple of weeks have been unexpected. Things happen unexpectedly. And in our daily lives, man, a lot of things are unexpected. Didn't expect stuff to end up how it is now, but we're here. But the main thing is that we keep our head on our shoulders and we keep that positive mindset and not focus so much on the negativity, but use our time to process things in a more positive way.
Right.
What you feel about it's been so unpredictable, man. Tell me about your week. Tell me about how things been going because we wasn't live last week.
Yeah, that's right.
So let's talk about what's been going on.
Man. Well, like I said, man, there's plenty of reason to hold my head down, man. I had my vehicle got stolen, man, and then I'm trying to figure out different ways to get that back.
Right.
And then there's plenty of other things that's going on, but at the same time, I still got to pull it out, dig deep within and pull out that, that phenomenal will, and keep pressing forward, towards the mark that I'm reaching for, man.
We got to keep striving, bro.
Yeah,
we got to keep striving.
Because, we all go through hardships.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We all go through hardships, but we have to always remember that, the hardships don't actually determine, where you going or, where you at. Like that's a definite spot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's very important, man, that we always keep our eyes looking forward, in a forward direction, man, so to make progress, man, even when something happens.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
And that's what I was talking about this morning with Word Weekly.
Yeah.
The word of this week was the word overcome.
Okay.
And the word overcome means success in dealing with a problem or difficulty.
Okay. Yeah.
So
man.
with everything that's going on, it's all about overcoming.
Right. That's
because
definitely what it's about.
In life, man, like you said, everybody got issues and everybody got problems, but this type of problem right here, man, was unexpected.
Right.
But that doesn't mean quit, or that doesn't mean, do away with all of your plans that you've been having up to this point.
Right.
For a lot of people, I see they're responding out of fear, and it's almost as if everything that they were doing is coming to an end. But this is not over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the way we ought to think. Like, I know that everything is happening now. I know people are quarantined, people losing hours on their job. They're at home more.
Right.
But let's take the time to focus on more things that we can do while we're at home.
Right.
Family.
Right.
Because I know a lot of things is being lost right now. But one thing you don't want to lose is faith. Don't lose your hope for tomorrow. Don't lose faith for tomorrow. And don't lose faith for today either. Like, you're just supposed to keep that mindset and that grind set of progress.
Right.
And that's why I wanted to talk about overcoming, man, because that's what overcoming is all about.
Right.
It's dealing with difficulty in another way.
Right.
Because you can allow difficulty to overcome and defeat you.
Right.
But by having the mindset to overcome, positive self-talk, you're talking to yourself and keeping that mind straight.
Right.
You're surrounding yourself with positive people to keep your mind straight also. So that's very important that we keep that mindset to overcome. Because when unpredictable things happen, you got to be able to get through it because you don't know what's next.
Right, man.
So what you feel about it? You said that you got your car stolen. That was a unpredictable situation as well.
Definitely
like you ain't know that you was gonna get your car stolen.
Nah, I didn't.
But what mattered most, man, is how you handled that situation.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about how you felt when that moment happened and you ain't know it was gonna happen. How did you process it? You know what I'm saying? How did you feel?
I mean, given that the situation was, just that detrimental, you know what I'm saying? It was the way that I was getting to, making my living. You know what I'm saying? That's my transportation, like to everywhere, man. We need to go.
Right.
But, in the moment, man, when I watched my car, it was crazy, man. I was standing there at the store, man. I just watched my car drive across the street. And it was like, I wasn't in the driver's seat.
I didn't know you saw him drive across the street.
Yeah, no, I just saw the car. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. I heard the car drive across the street. I saw it, man. And, it was already some other things that was already brewing. You know what I'm saying? So I just was like, you know what? We just called the police.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't even spazzed. I wasn't tripping, man. I wasn't nothing. You know what I mean? And I believe that, over time, I was able to actually grasp the attitude at that moment, and not panic. Because usually, man, I'll be panicking like, man, what I'm gonna do? I need to figure this out. I need to figure that out. Man, I didn't panic. And I'm glad that I didn't panic, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes things happen for a reason, and you might not know what it is in that time and in that moment, but it's a reason why it's happening. Some of us, a lot of us have, we're short on patience. You know what I'm saying? We're short on patience, man. So I definitely haven't been trying to be impatient in this situation, man. When thinking about getting this car back. But it really didn't affect my mental, man. But that didn't just happen overnight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That didn't just happen overnight. And actually, when you're speaking of overcoming, that's actually a practice.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta practice that. So in any detrimental moment or any chaotic situation, we ought to practice patience. Because through practicing patience, man, like overcoming will become a characteristic, you know what I mean? That's gonna be a part of your DNA and mentality that's gonna actually push you forward when, chaotic moments do arise in your life. You know what I'm saying?
You know what question just popped in my mind as I listened to you talk?
What's that?
Is it worth it?
Is it worth it? What you mean?
Anything, like whatever you going after, like what's most important to you? Is it worth it?
Well,
no, what I'm saying is like through everything that's going on and even in unpredictable situations. And sometimes we let those situations, like really change how we view things.
Oh, yeah, man.
How we go about things going forward. It really changes
your perspective.
It really changes your perspective at that very moment.
Right.
But what I'm saying is like, is it worth losing your mind? Is it worth losing faith? Is it worth losing hope?
Right.
Like, is it worth it?
Nah, it's not.
Like, is staying at home, disinfecting yourself, or making sure you don't catch the virus? Like, is that worth losing stability, mental stability? You see what I'm saying? Like, should you let yourself go? Like, is it worth that?
No.
Or is it more worth you keeping your mind? Keep it control of your mind. Don't let fear control your mind.
Right.
Maintain control of your head.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, is it worth it? Because like at any given moment, you can allow something to take over you.
Right.
And you'll be allowing that to control your actions. Because you're starting to respond emotionally.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And all of this stuff going on, like people are very emotional.
Definitely.
Because this is something that came out the blue for one.
Right.
And not only that, people are like dying from this.
Right, right.
Like nobody's too good, you know what I'm saying, for it not to happen to them.
Nobody's exempt. Nobody's exempt. And exactly, man. And this is And I feel like this, man, you know, most of the time when fear actually takes control, it's because we feel that we have no control.
Ooh, say that again.
Like, when fear, I feel like when fear takes control, you hear that? Fear takes control. It's because we lose control. So we're actually giving fear control to control us, you know, and to control our mentality. You know what I'm saying? Because for one, you in a situation that you've never been in before.
Right.
And then the severity of the situation is so at a high level until you feel like there's nothing that you could possibly do. Well, I heard, man, that when there's nothing that you can possibly do, stand still and just wait.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because that goes all back to control the controllables.
Right.
Now, if the controllables can't be controlled by the individual, then don't try to control it.
Right.
You wait for the solution to come.
Right.
You know what I mean? You keep your mentality and you keep your mind and you know, held down, you know, still hold it down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And knowing that you don't have control, but at the same time, wait.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like, I feel like, man, fear, it puts you in a state of paralysis.
It does. That we say that all the time. It does.
Yeah,
it really does. You know what I'm saying? And we do know that fear is a part of everybody's life, like we say all the time. But the whole point that we're making is that we gotta maintain.
Yeah, that's the most important.
We can't give up. This is not the time to give up. It's the time to maintain. It's the time to kick back. It's the time to fight back. It's the time of strength. It's the time of power.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is not the time to quit. You see what I'm saying? So instead of being so afraid of the virus, I feel like we should just become more educated of it. You know what I'm saying?
And do necessary things, you know, to be cautious about it, but
right, instead of losing your head. You know what I'm saying? You can do these things without actually losing your head. You can just take your time and take proper precautions and go about your day. Now, as far as us being afraid of how we're going to make money and whatnot, that's a whole nother different conversation.
Right, that's another podcast.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people are losing hours on their jobs and making less pay and still have to go to work and still trying to worry about how they're going to take care of the kids because some of the kids are out of school.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot, man. It's a lot to really take in because this is a huge change to society.
I mean, and it really is. And I'm going to just say this, you know, with the situation with my car.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes these situations, they have a domino effect. You know what I'm saying? First, my car was stolen. You know, then it was recovered. Then it was impounded. Then I had to figure out a way to try to get it out the impound.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just thing after thing after thing after thing, you know, and I feel like that's what this, you know, this little pandemic brought about, you know, just different layers of chaotic situations, problems, you know what I mean? Things that we have to figure out that came out of random, you know what I mean? And it was unexpected.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But in the unexpected moments, man, like those are the moments that actually test your strength. You know what I mean? Those are the times that it's gonna actually allow you to get a chance to work out. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that you said you were and said you had now is being put to the test.
Right.
So like, don't forget. That's really the main thing. Like, don't forget.
Right.
Don't forget. Like, don't forget what you said. You know what I mean? Don't forget what you believe. Don't forget what you trust. Like, don't forget. Just because somebody say something like that, don't let it change your perspective on like your whole life.
And also, you gotta also keep in mind that time is continue to move.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like we can stay in a place where we aren't progressive because of this situation.
Right.
But you know, time doesn't stop because things happen. Like if it was like that, that'd be beautiful.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
if life would give you a chance to recover before the clock start back ticking.
Right.
You know, like on the watch, you got the little button that you pull out for the clock to start.
Right.
But see, life don't have one of those buttons like we have on the side of our watch.
Well, actually, it does.
Explain.
But you don't have the hands to control that. You see what I'm saying? You can take your hands and pull out the stop on your watch. You know what I mean?
True.
But this time that we're talking about is time that's not in control. We don't have control of that time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's where our Father comes into play. You know what I mean? That's where the Heavenly Father comes into play, and He has control of that time.
All things.
Exactly, man. So, and I'm not saying be careless. You know, I'm not saying be careless. Always be because we was always told to watch and pray.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But don't be careless. But don't forget. Like, just don't forget, because that's what problems and chaotic situations oftentimes make us do. It make us forget.
And panic, because of panic.
Exactly.
You see what I'm
saying?
Yeah, because of panic.
It take away your mindset.
Right.
You know, it take away your positive mindset, man, and to have you, like, thinking all kind of negative stuff.
And it keeps you unstable.
Right.
Because, you know, panic is a reaction to fear.
Exactly.
Like I said on the last podcast when we were talking about fear in more detail, I was saying that being scared is the physical result of fear.
Right.
When you allow fear to actually control your body, the effect of that is the emotion of being scared.
Right.
That's your body actually acting it out, acting out your fear.
Right.
Because like I said before, somebody can be scared and you don't even know they scared. You can't even tell that they scared.
Right.
Because they're not allowing it to control them.
Exactly. You don't
that
control
control. Exactly. That control hasn't affected their body physically.
Right.
Because they didn't allow the fear to go beyond the thought.
Exactly.
See, but when fear starts to affect your thoughts, that's when it starts to affect your actions.
Right.
And that's when your action starts to affect what's happening in your reality.
Right.
How you view it in your reality.
Yeah, man.
You see what I'm saying? And that's why I'm saying, like, the mindset through all of this has to be positive and it has to be progressive. And I understand that we got to take everything into consideration. Like, man, it's really happening.
Right.
Like, and it's surreal.
Right.
Like, it's unbelievable.
Right.
It's really like a movie, man. Like,
right.
Because you wouldn't believe that something would be happening like this, you know.
Right.
We never saw it coming. It came out the blue.
Right.
I mean, we knew weird things was happening, like the death of Kobe Bryant. You know what I'm saying?
All that, yeah.
The war with Iran.
Exactly.
You know, Trump being impeached. You know, all of that stuff was going on, you know what I'm saying? So it came out the blue, and it was unexpected.
Right.
But nevertheless, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just got to take it day by day, man. We got to take it day by day. And, like, don't try to think too far ahead because you're going to get inferior more. Because we don't know what tomorrow may bring. But today we do have. So today, while we do have time, use it to release some positive emotions in your life.
Right.
So do things that's going to release those happy feelings in your life so you won't be thinking so much about what's going on.
Right. And at the same time, and as well as that, like, remember, you know what I'm saying, about the time, you know, and about how we live in the present. And it's called that because it is a gift. You know what I'm saying? Yesterday don't really matter, and we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but we got right now. You know what I'm saying? We got right now. So don't let yourself be consumed with fear and let that take you to acting obscenely and just losing your wit, you know. But just always remember, just take it easy, take it slow, you know what I mean? Say a prayer, trust in God.
That's right.
And just see, I'm gonna tell you about something stable. You mentioned about that, you know what I'm saying, fearful. It caused you to be unstable. But like, when you know that you have something that's stable, that you can depend on, you know what I'm saying, like, it's all good. Right. You know, my vehicle is stable. I can depend on it. It gets me back and forth to work every day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when it was taken, that wasn't the source of my stability.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So when I saw my car drive across the street, it was just like, okay, well, you let this happen, so I know you go. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I think that's why I didn't panic, because, like, it happened.
Right.
You know, out of all the times that I did that time it happened.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we gotta press not to lose what we have. Don't forget who you are and what you have. You know what I mean? Your confidence. You know, and I think, man, if we just hold on to that, you know what I'm saying, man? We'll be able to be, you know, stable in unstable situations.
And we gotta feed ourselves things.
Most definitely.
Positive things too during this time, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people is at home, quarantine, you know what I'm saying? So that's the perfect time, perfect time to, put something in your ear. You know what I'm saying? Put something on, put on your speaker, you know what I'm saying? And listen to something that's gonna boost your energy, boost your vibrations, boost your mindset, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, man, as soon as you cut on the TV or you watch the news, or you got alerts coming through your phone, it's all about what's going on.
Right.
So you're constantly reminded of why you should be fearful.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You're constantly being reminded on why you should be fearful. But check this out. The less you hear about fear, the less it'll be prevalent.
Oh, man.
The less you allow yourself to think about fear, the less fear will be prevalent in your mind.
Right.
So let's think more about strength. Let's think more about self-perseverance, self-persistence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's time to bring that dog out. You see what I'm saying? Like, because think about it. Although this situation was unpredictable and it's something that never has happened before in recent years, just think about the situations in your life that you already been through. Situations that came in your life and you didn't feel like you were going to get through it, but you did. At this time, I want you to think about those times. Think about those times you got through those situations, that, like those unpredictable situations that you didn't expect.
Right.
So if you can get through it one time, this is another one of those situations.
Right.
Just the last situation that you've been through that was unexpected and you got through it successfully, that was to prepare you for this moment, for the next situation that will arrive. It prepared you. So this is the time for you not to fear and to run away, but this is the time for you to take it on, because you know that you have the strength and the power to get through it because you've done it before.
Exactly.
And like my brother here was just saying, stay prayerful. You know what I'm saying? Like, meditate on good things, stay prayerful. And that will also help you to be more, it increase your faith. You know what I'm saying? Like, it increase your faith. The more you think about it and the more you believe on it, you'll get more confidence. You see what I'm saying? Like, day by day, you'll feel better about what's going on. You don't let it defeat us. You can't let it defeat us. And we all in this together. So I want to transition, bro.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the incremental movement. Because a lot of the times, I was thinking this morning, right? You know how we talk about, let's have weekly goals that we can have people come and share with us, right?
Right.
And I was thinking to myself, like, what is my goal? What is my weekly goal? We are a part of the incremental movement as well.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, like, what is my weekly goal, or what is my goal for the month? And I'm going to ask you next, but one of the things I'm working on is effective communication. You see what I'm saying? Communicating effectively. And part of the problems I have with communicating effectively is listening and actually thinking before I speak. And not only that, also not reacting emotionally. So that's a goal. That's two goals that I'm currently working on, not just for the week, but for my life.
Right.
So, but that's something that I want to continue to work on and get better at. But I wanted to say that for this week, I'm working on effective communication. So I want you to tell me, what are some of the things, or what is the thing that you're working on currently as far as getting better during your week?
Well, man, for myself, man, it's more of like a money management type thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes down to finance, man, I'm kind of like a dunce. You know what I mean? And I will say that. I'm not ashamed to say that, but that's one of my goals that I'm working on for the week, man.
Yeah.
And for my life.
Period.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you said effective communication.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's one of mine. It needs to be one of mine as well. But effective communication, man, it takes you a long way. Being able to receive, process, and respond. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I think I'm going to jot that as one of my goals for the week as well. I definitely want to, you know, up my skill in that area, man. I definitely want to do that.
Right, man.
But yeah, man, that's two for me this week, man. And the incremental movement, and I know it's not gonna, you know, it's not supposed to be some grandeur thing. You know what I'm saying? It's something that we continuously working on.
Oh yeah, it's something that we aspire to be. It's a place that we aspire to be. So
right.
When you aspire to be something, you're speaking in future tense.
Right.
You're speaking in future tense. You're speaking of where you're going and not where you are.
Right.
So that's what we're working on. We're working on who we are becoming. Sometimes we know who we are right now, which is why we know we need to work on that.
Exactly.
But we keeping in mind who we are becoming.
Right.
So I'm becoming a effective communicator. I'm going to speak that out right now.
Right.
I'm going to claim the whole thing. I am a effective communicator. I am a good listener. I do not react emotionally. I'm going to say that to myself because when you tell yourself who you are, when you speak positivity and when you speak who you are to yourself and who you want to be to yourself and you walk in that, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. We already know that because we are who we are because of the thoughts we already had prior to this. Right. So it's the same. The same rules apply. If you think a certain way long enough, that's who you're going to become. So we're going to put our energy and focus on effective communication, and I'm going to speak that into existence. I am an effective communicator, and I'm going to go every day working on that goal, and that's what I'm going to be because that's who I am. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to say that now because that's what I am.
Right.
And because it's what I am, that's what I'm going to be.
Yeah, man.
So that's what the incremental movement is for. You see what I'm saying? And we're going to hold each other accountable, and we're going to encourage one another, continue to work on ourselves and whatever aspect of life that you want to. Like, it's not a specific thing that we're telling you to work on, but it's leaned towards anything that's going to make you better as a person. You know, anything that's going to make you better. That's what the incremental movement is all about. So when you get your goal together, make sure your goal is going to make you better in some type of way, shape, or form. But I think we're going to go ahead and close it out, man.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
We thank you guys for still tuning in. We thank you guys for all the support. And hey, episode 23. Thank you guys for still getting on during this time of confinement.
Right.
During this time of confinement,
right,
during this time of unpredicted situations, man. But nevertheless,
right.
Hey, let's keep this energy going. Let's keep the positivity going. Let's keep that positive mindset going. Anything you would like to add, CFO?
Man, yeah, I just wanted to say, man, we just had to shed some light, you know, on some positive things, man, during this crisis. I wouldn't call it a crisis, man. Like you just say, confinement. You know what I'm saying? But we just wanted to shed some little sunshine.
Shelves empty.
Yeah, man. I'm talking about, man. You can't even get toilet paper, man. That's crazy.
It's crazy, man. But you know,
crazy.
It's fear.
Right.
You know
Fear makes you do these types of things, man.
Just take proper precaution. You know what I'm saying? We don't feel bad for people being safe. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not what we're saying, but it is a such thing as, you know, overdoing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, like save some for some other people. You know what I'm saying? Like
right, man.
Everybody just being, you know, greedy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody looking out for themselves.
Yeah, man.
You feel me? But it ain't just you and your family that need tissue.
Right. Or hand sanitizer, or whatever the case may be, man.
So during this time, don't forsake to stick together. Don't forsake to still help somebody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't become so scared and so boxed in, and you start looking out just for you and yours, and like run over other people.
Right, man.
But anything else, CFO?
Yeah, man. I think that's it, man. I'm just glad we was able to get on here and just, you know, shed some positive light, man. And yeah, man. Until next week.
Episode 24 next week. See you guys next week. The Kings is out.